How's it going? I'm Visionary. This is Visionary Decks, and today we're going to be taking a look at day one of card reveals from the brand new LOR expansion, Fates Voyage. The first card we've got here is a 5-mana slow spell from Bilgewater called Deluge, getting like Nami spell vibes from this. For the rest of the game, all of your elemental spells and skills deal 1 extra damage. And okay, wait, what is that icon? I guess are they changing the skill icon? Because we already have an icon for skills, and it's just like it's a circle. So I guess they're just changing. I don't know. This is cool. It's a cool icon. I don't mind that. Okay, wait. So we don't even. So all of your elemental spells and skills deal 1 extra damage. This also says it is an elemental spell itself. So that means we are going to be getting some elemental spells and skills, whatever those mean. Hopefully we get some today so we can actually understand what the heck this card does. But like right off the bat, dude, okay, I'm going to try to understand this card. For 5 mana slow, that seems terrible. Now, even though I have no clue how this card works, it is interesting to me that this says elemental. If we're getting a whole set of like elemental cards, we already know for a fact we're getting Janna this expansion, which is a wind champion. So that's 1 element. I think we're also getting Volibear, most likely. That's the rumor. So that's storm. We're getting Nyla, we know for a fact now, which is water. So does that mean we're getting another element? Because there's a rumor that there's going to be 4 champions. Who's the 4th element? I'm going to assume they're not revealing the 4th element today, but like, is it fire? I think there is like a fire champ in LOL. I have no clue what his name is. Now, if that is how this whole expansion is going to go, where we're getting like all these different champions with elemental themes, that does make me feel like the new cards we got with the variety set will probably be changed to elemental spells and skills. Think about the bird we got that deals 2 to everything. Think about the P and Z card we got that's just basically like Time Winder. Those cards would start to make a lot more sense. So I'm going to assume those probably become elemental spells and skills, which means we will have elemental spells and skills in multiple different regions. That does make this instantly like a way better card. But even with all that in mind, I still feel like 5 is kind of expensive. We'll have to see just how many different elemental cards there are, but I think I've spent enough time on this spell as is. But before we move on to the next card, it's time to put this card in a tier list. Now, it's kind of awkward that this is the first card we're going to be putting in a tier list, because again, I still have like no good basis to judge this one. I'm going to put it in D tier for now. I'm tempted to go F tier because, again, I just feel like it's way too specific to be this expensive. But we are going to be doing a tier list for every day of card reveals this week. I'm feeling D tier for this one. Let's move on to the next card, shall we? Wizened Helmsman, a 7-mana 5/5 elephant. Love to see it. We got some elephants in Bilgewater for some... Why is there an elephant in Bilgewater? I guess Bilgewater, I don't know. Bilgewater is like the RNG region. Of course they have an elephant. Play, manifest 2 different elemental spells you've played this game. They cost 0 this round. Again, kind of hard to judge when we don't know what the elemental spells are. But this is very clearly a good card. He is 7 mana. But to be able to manifest 2 different elemental spells, and they're just guaranteed 0. That's insane. There's no way this card can exist, and there's like a 10-mana elemental spell. Hey, Future Visionary here. I completely missed this until I was editing this video. I just saw Legends of Runeterra tweeted this a couple hours ago. This is a full list of all elemental spells and skills that are currently in the game, but also it seems like they accidentally added some of the new ones that haven't been revealed yet. We have cards like Invocation of Thunder, Divine Whirlwind, Seismic Shard. There's a lot of cards in here that are in the game at the moment. There's also a lot of cards in here that have not been revealed yet, but it's good. It's good to know this is how big the elemental pool is going to be. It looks like as far as the different elements go, we're going to have fire, storm, ice, water, obviously, and then it looks like also earth, because we've got a lot of Malphite, ground related things in here. But the scariest part about this list is not that they accidentally revealed some cards early. It's that for some reason they are giving elemental to cards like Buried in Ice, which means you can play the elephant guy. He will give you a 0 mana Buried in Ice, and then you can play your 0 mana copy of Buried in Ice that turn. We do have to keep in mind that the elephant only makes these cards cost 0 for 1 turn, but it's still just like It's a lot of value to play a 7 mana card and potentially get like 2 9 mana cards that cost 0. Like the math just doesn't really work out there, does it? It's kind of a lot of value for 7 mana to play 18 mana of stuff. Another crazy thing is, for some reason, Winter's Touch and Cold Resistance, which are both ramp cards, count as elemental. So you could play Elephant Guy and just get 2 free ramp cards. Like, he actually works so well with ramp, because once you get to 7, obviously ramping, you're going to get to 7 on like turn 5, maybe. You play Elephant Guy, turn 5, double mana gem, and you're turn 10 the next turn. I honestly think like Elephant Guy is mainly going to be used in decks that play 1 elemental card specifically that they really want to get like 2 copies of, right? And then you just drop him and you have guaranteed double ramp, maybe double rejuvenating breeze in like a Karma deck. It's not the worst to just drop this guy 7 mana, draw 4, essentially. If Karma's leveled, he's 7 mana, draw 8. It's not bad. It's also very interesting that token cards like Mark of the Storm, which you're normally only supposed to be able to get from Kennen, also Crystal Arrow, are elemental, so you could just get those off of Elephant Guy. I'm gonna be honest, Elephant Guy is S tier. I'm not moving him to S tier because, like, I already recorded this video. I'm recording this later, but he's S tier without a doubt. Now that we know all the different things he can hit, and we still don't even know the new cards that are in this pool yet, he seems insane. He just seems broken. He's basically this expansion's back alley bar, so that's gonna be fun. But yeah, just want to make sure I covered this in the video because I know I'd have a lot of comments saying, "Visionary, you missed the infographic." Don't worry, I saw the infographic. But yeah, now that we've seen all of this, let's get back to the actual card reveals themselves. Vikrash, he's got a rash. The Exuberant. He's the 3 mana 2/2 elusive with Attune. Great. Okay, we're gonna have another elusive. Dude, they can't go 1 expansion without releasing like 3 new elusives. I hope this guy's funny, at least. What does he do? When I'm summoned, create a Slipstream in the top 6 cards of your deck. And Slipstream, a 1 mana token. So this guy's the only way to get it unless you can get it from other cards. This looks like Neela on the card, so I'm gonna assume Neela probably creates this as well. Draw 2 and grant them fleeting. I mean, okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. The thing about fleeting draw is it's usually not very good, right? Because you have to spend mana on the draw spell just to draw the fleeting cards. And then you have to actually spend mana on the fleeting cards themselves before they just disappear at the end of the round. This card does not have that problem because it is 1 mana. Burst speed. Immediately I'm thinking Bard elusives with this guy. If you've not played Bard Bilgewater elusives, it was already a pretty good deck throughout multiple expansions, and this is just going to make it stronger. I think he's kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie. I might be wrong in this one, but I'm feeling a pretty strong S tier for this guy. The only problem is this guy can't really be your only draw card, because again, he does create this Slipstream spell in the top 6 cards of your deck. This guy's never going to be like your one of draw. But if you're playing like a couple different cards that draw, you just throw this guy in there and you just draw even more. I mean, there's no way this guy is not S tier. 1 mana draw 2 is just way too good. It's just insane. It's too good. Moving on to the next card, Formless Blade, a 1 mana burst speed spell from Bilgewater. This one is main deckable, unlike Slipstream. Deal 2 damage. Oh, okay. I stopped reading for a second out of shock because this is burst speed. Deal 2 damage to anything, including enemies, but it can't drop below 1 health from this damage. That's insane though. That's still pretty crazy. Imagine playing this with Disintegrate. Imagine playing Disintegrate, which is fast speed, and your opponent's like, okay, let me wait and deny the actual spell that does damage. And then just play this. And it's like, oh, wait. 1 mana, kill a unit. I mean, this with Disintegrate is just nuts. I guess with Broadmain, this is nuts as well. This is just like, wait, there has never been a card that has been burst speed, damage, and opponent's unit. This is the first card in the game that has ever burst speed damaged an opponent's unit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this seems like it's going to be very unfun to have to play around. This is going to be a huge card. This is definitely going to change the game. Now, luckily, Disintegrate and Broadmane are both in Noxus. You're not going to have to worry about that sort of combo unless you're playing against Bilgewater Noxus specifically. This does seem to me like the type of thing that you're going to experience from Samira Fizz, right? That is one of the Bilgewater Noxus decks that we already see pretty often. They like to just generate a bunch of 1-mana spells from Father Fury, Coral Creatures, Burblefish. They'll probably start main decking Disintegrate, and then they could just casually kill like whatever big unit they wouldn't normally be able to kill at burst speed. Now they could just kill your stuff at burst speed with this plus Disintegrate. So that's fun, you know. That's cool. It's cool. I mean, obviously this card is S tier. I feel like we got to move this guy down. I'm gonna move this guy down. I didn't think this was gonna happen so quickly, but Formless Blade, the best card, we're probably going to get this expansion. It's going to be very hard for a single card to be better than just burst speed, deal damage to an opponent's unit. But if this is what we're getting day one, I'm kind of scared. All right, moving on to our final spell for today's card reveals, Wildfire. This is a 1-mana Noxus Elemental. Deal 1 to the enemy Nexus, increased by 1 for each other Wildfire you've played. Create a Wildfire in your deck. Oh no. So this is Go Hard. This is like Go Hard 2.0. I mean, I think this would be hilarious with Swindler's Den. Basically, what you'd want to do with this card is you'd want to toss your entire deck, play Swindler's Den, and then play this. And if it's like turn 9, and because your entire deck is gone, and this is the only card in your deck, you just win the game. You just win the game by just playing this like 10 times in a row on turn 10. And the fact that it increases every time you find it is kind of insane. Imagine playing this with Karma. There is 100% going to be a good Karma deck that just focuses on playing this card. Once this spell is at the point where it does 9 damage, Karma just duplicates it and does 18 in one turn, right? Like, not only is duplicating it good because it keeps leveling up the amount of damage you're going to do, it also deals double damage each time you play it. Honestly, for this card, I'm feeling close to S tier. I still don't think it quite touches burst speed damage levels of good. I'm going to put it in A tier. I feel like it's A tier. It's right up here with these guys. It's a very good card. Honestly, I feel like most expansions we get, the power level of the new cards are like mostly pretty bad. This expansion is already off to a crazy start. All of these cards are at least good, if not seemingly broken. But that's it for today's card reveals. I will be live on Twitch later today if you're watching this on the day this video was uploaded. Feel free to head on over there. The link will be down in the description below. We'll be building some Eternal decks before the Eternal season is over and we head back to Standard Ranked with the new expansion. This has already got me very excited for the new expansion. I can't wait to see what all the other cards are this week. But other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2. Peace.